Alright, here we are for round number 4. We're playing Paupular. We have to mulligan no land hand. Ooh, probably should mulligan this all land hand, but I'm going to keep it. Put Prohibit on top for sure. Forest means we lose. Ooh, maybe we don't lose. So I'm going to lead off with this Evolving Wild so I can Izzet Boilerworks and get an untapped land. Okay, they've got a Scout and an Ethereal Armor. So this is what I consider the Boggle Nut Draw. A turn 2 Ethereal Armor on your creature. Let's grab a Swamp. Alright. I'm going to hold up Prohibit here. If they have another Ethereal Armor, I really need to counter it. So, Utopia Sprawl I'm not going to counter. So we need them to have only this creature left by the time we get to turn 5. Alright. I'm dead to anything, basically. Yep, my opponent's draw was insane. I died before my 5th turn. So let's go and put in 2 Electrickeries and 2 Duresses. We're going to take out the Dispel. It doesn't do anything. Probably want to cut some of this targeted removal. All the Flame Slashes can come out. I guess I can't take all the Flame Slashes out. I'm actually going to just play a Pyroblast so I can get a Boggle rather than playing another Flame Slash. I just don't want any more Flame Slashes in the deck. So again, you're seeing kind of the downside of playing extra cards is that now I can't take out all my bad cards. Like these Magma Sprays, I would probably leave some of them in, but I probably wouldn't leave in these Terminates. And like those seem kind of unnecessary for sure. And the Bolts are not very good either. I'd leave in the Magma Sprays because they always play Young Wolf pretty much. But like Terminate's pretty unnecessary. I really want to get a Slippery Boggle with this Pyroblast. Just pop. Got him. Turn 1. So our opponent's draw was pretty good there. They killed us. I mean, they didn't kill us till turn 5. But I think they might have had lethal turn 4 if I hadn't countered something. If we had some chump blockers, they actually wouldn't have been able to get through. They didn't have any trample enchantments, but they might have just had some in hand that they didn't play because they didn't need to. Not having a good run today with this deck, that's for sure. Would I like to play first? Yes, I would. This hand seems fine. I'll keep it. I have a counterspell. I eventually have a Wrath. It's a little slow, but not the worst. I'm going to grab a Mountain with this, and then Ashbane's probably going to grab a Swamp. Alright, they've got a turn 1, of course. Mountain. Alright, I got my miscalculation up. So Pieces of the Puzzle is actually an incredible draw because that means that I can play this Sandstorm on time. See if my opponent is afraid of Electrickery. Alright, they didn't have a choice about being afraid of Electrickery. I'm feeling pretty confident about this game if my opponent doesn't play a land. Okay, they did have one. So let's grab a Swamp. Bloodfell Caves. I think I'll just hold up Miscalculation again. I can turn 5 this Swirling Sandstorm, which will hopefully be good enough with this Miscalculation. Spider Umbra. I'm actually going to counter that. I can't really afford for them to have Totem Armor. That's weird. Most people have cut this now that cartouches are around. But I guess my opponent has not done that. Man, this opponent has had some great draws. Alright, we're going pieces of the puzzle. I'm going to grab this Duress and the counterspell, I think. I'm going to Duress him right here. I gotta take anything that gets this scout out of Swirling Sandstorm range. Alright, just need them to not top deck this turn. Exactly this turn. Let's see if they've got it. I'm hoping they just run out the Gnarlid, because I do have a lethal on the Gnarlid with the Swirling Sandstorm as well. Gonna be pretty salty if my Magma Spray missed and they hit something to make their Glade Cover Scout big. It could only be an Ethereal Armor or an Ancestral Mask. I guess if they have more Spider Umbras, that would also work. If it's just like a Rancor or something, it's not gonna work. I mean, if I get really lucky, they'll play both of these things. Alright, well. Here you go, opponent. Kill all those. I'm gonna have to double Magma Spray that Gnarlid, but that's cool. I'm actually not gonna be able to double Magma Spray it if they have another enchantment on top of this. Just pass a turn. I don't believe them that they have an instant. So I'm hoping they try to put something on this and then I kill it. They're thinking about it. Yep. They've got one card left that they didn't play before when they could have. A Ledgewalker, okay. Another Swirling Sandstorm. That makes me not want to play the Sandstorm. Alrighty. Another Ledgewalker. Some good draws for my opponent, but our draws are better. I'm going to let them go one more turn. Even if they Ancestral Mask me, I can Sandstorm the other stuff away. Yeah, let's see if I find an Electrickery. Okay, I didn't. Evolving Wilds, get to grab an island. So I will die to an Ancestral Mask this turn, so I think I do have to cast a Sandstorm. I think we've pretty much locked this one up. Even if they hit another Hexproof guy, I've got an Innocent Blood at this point. Do I have anything in my graveyard that I care about? I do not. I might want to Crypt Incursion them, so I'd rather Bojuka Bog myself. Now I've got double Counterspell up, and I'm going to capsize these Utopia Sprawled lands and stuff, and I'll cut them off of white mana completely. This is an old school list. It got the Spider Umbra, they got the Aura Gnarlid. Very old school. That's cool, I can dig that. I think that the cartouches are pretty good for this deck, though. Although Spider Umbra is no joke. The problem is, like, it doesn't get around edicts. Alright, let's hit the Utopia Sprawled one first. Another Edict, pretty good. We're only a couple turns away from completely cutting my opponent off of white mana. They don't really have untapped sources of white. I might as well just counter that guy. Not that it really is a creature that matters, but I've got my extra counterspell mana up and stuff. Might as well use it. Alright, my opponent just realized how many cards are in my deck. Yep, quite a few left. My opponent doesn't understand why I do the things I do. Goodbye Blossoming Sands. That's a great draw. Get some more mana in play. Isn't that boring? No, I love it. Oh no, Colony Garden. Alright. Goodbye, plant. Rip. I could ask my opponent the same thing. Isn't it boring to just play all your creatures and like hope that your opponent can't do anything about it? That's kind of what Bogles is. And some people like that, and it's a decent enough deck. It's good. It's a strong deck and such. I guess I'll just get rid of this Terminate. Alrighty. So next turn I can start double capsizing. And that'll finish this one off. I'd rather double capsize than play the Talisman out. Alright. So I think we've locked up this game, although... Oh, I didn't tap a blue. So I don't... I haven't technically locked up the game yet because I don't have a teachings yet. But it's going to be pretty unreasonable for my opponent to come back here. My opponent wants to play fast games. Well, that doesn't happen when you play with this deck. Not if you intend to win. I mean, the games you lose go quite quickly often, but... I guess my opponent would prefer to grind matches rather than play like a fun deck. At least that's how I see it. Yeah, discussing with my opponent the merits of conceding here. Hopefully my opponent will concede. Because as long as I'm up on time, people rarely make me play it out. Alright, I guess I'll just play this Talisman out. Yep. Alright, well, I was pretty pleased with that. Didn't see any reason to play anything different. Flame Slash is still pretty bad against Aura Gnarlid. Maybe it's better than this Pyroblast, though. Okay, let's run it back. Alright, I've got a Magma Spray, and I've got an Edict. It seems okay. I could definitely lose with this hand, though. Like, if they have two... Once they have 2 creatures out, though, this innocent, if they have 2 hexproof creatures out, this Innocent Blood's gonna look kind of silly. All right, I'll keep mine. Getting a Terramorphic for a swamp on the first turn. Almost for sure. Bolt is a terrible draw, of course. Okay, Abundant Crow. So I'm probably not going to edict anything away until they play a creature, or until they play an enchantment on it. Alright, let's get the Swiftwater Cliffs out there. They hit a land, they kept a 1-lander on the play, found one. Utopia Sprawl, can't do anything about that. So I think I'll grab another swamp with this in case I draw Ivankar's Justice. I might want that. A Ledgewalker is fine. Grab another swamp. Terminate is a terrible draw, of course. I'm going to pretend I have some good spells to play against them. So if they play another hexproof creature, plus some enchantments on this, I could be in trouble. Thing is, they saw Sweepers last game. I almost certainly have Electrickery, which I didn't get to show them last game. It would have been nice, actually, if I could have shown them the Electrickery, because then they'd potentially be scared of it. Now they know I don't have an Electrickery, probably. Ooh, hopefully they play an Orin Arlid. Nice. So I get to terminate that guy and edict away the Ledgewalker. Alright, goodbye to you. Ooh, Pieces of the Puzzle. That's a good one. Let's do that. I think I'd rather get my island out there. Don't really see myself doing anything besides casting the Innocent Blood anyways, so... Alrighty. Ooh, let's take 2 Edicts. That seems better than a Duress. So I've got answers to the next couple creatures. Even if they have a young wolf, I can Magma Spray it. Alright, we win. We did it. Let's see if we're going to draw anything good for the next couple turns. Oh yeah, Pieces of the Puzzle would have found me... No idea what it would have found me. Would have found me a Teachings and a Magma Spray. That would have probably been enough. Cool, so we beat Bogles. We are now 2-2. Move on to round number 5.